So today is the 1 year anniversary of me posting my first ever YouTube video. And I don't really think I feel like making a 1 year reflective. I honestly haven't made many videos recently. Oh dang, I should have, hold on, can I put? Okay, I'll try and put it on Do Not Disturb if I get more distracting notifications. Anyway, so yeah, it's been exactly a year. Today's the 1 year anniversary of me starting my YouTube channel, and even just like I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched the little preview that I posted on Twitter about it. Also, sorry for the noise in my toilet. I need to get it fixed. Anyway, and even just watching that, like, I was speaking very quietly and very like unsure of myself. But I think honestly by my second YouTube video, I was already pretty, like I had kind of, livened up a little bit, and relaxed and kind of like relaxed into it. Anyway, so what did I want to talk about? Oh, I wanted to talk about, so I guess it's like indirectly a reflection, but not specifically about YouTube. But I just wanted to like document what's going on for me right now, because it's feeling like a very giant, like, honestly, not to be dramatic, but like life-defining shift in a lot of different ways. And I don't think I'll talk about all of the different ways, but the one specifically that I wanted to talk about is it feels like I'm shifting from a lowercase a artist to a uppercase? Why does that sound weird? Uppercase? Not all caps. What the uppercase A. Does that sound weird? Lowercase, uppercase A artist. Anyway, shifting from a lowercase a artist to a capital, that's what it is, capital A artist. Jeez. Anyway, I feel like I want to say that again just so I have a clean thing of it. This is so ridiculous. So I feel like I'm shifting from a lowercase a artist to a capital A artist. Like, that feels like the shift that's going on for me right now. And like, I honestly, I don't know, I've been thinking about what exactly, like, it feels like a really big shift. Like, that feels like only one lens through which to view this shift, but it feels like a shift in a lot of different ways. I was trying to like pinpoint like, I was tweeting the other day about how, like, you know, when people ask you like, oh, is there anything you can't do? And I'm like, honestly, no. Like, honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't think so. And I think like part of the reason that's true is because of this shift, and I want to figure out how to describe it, because it's like, I don't know, I think I could like I think I'm gonna set this down. It felt right to hold it earlier because I was holding it, which that's a thing that I do, like, on, geez, I forgot how hard it is to articulate things. When I post stuff on the internet, I purposely like listen to what feels right, and I don't do anything purposely that doesn't feel right just for the sake of what would, or how it would come across in a video. So I was holding my ukulele not because I wanted it to be in the video. I think it's relevant to the video, but I didn't purposely like pick it up and hold it as a prop. I was just already literally holding it when I got the urge to start making a video, and I didn't want to stop holding my ukulele. You know what I mean? Like, I let my desires overlap in the way that feels right, and I don't like prematurely end a thing that I wanted to be doing just because I started another thing, specifically recording like a video or a TikTok, YouTube video, whatever. So yeah, what was I talking about before that? Shit. Okay, so yeah, so being good at things. Oh, yes. So it feels like I could, you know, give a very like hand wavy, ambiguous, vague answer that's just like, oh, like I did the work, like the self work or whatever, like inner work, healing work, whatever. But I really want to like pinpoint exactly, like it feels like there's a lot of different factors, and I would really like to articulate and pinpoint what it is. And I think one of them is, well, I think one of them is like I stopped flinching. And what I think that means is like, I think I stopped, I don't know, what does that mean? That feels right, but what the hell does that mean? Like I stopped, or I guess I started like embracing things as they are, and that includes like my feelings, my desires, like the moment as it is. And I stopped like, not that I don't, but I stopped being consumed maybe by like secondary reactions to what is happening in the present. I think like this, I'm trying to figure this out as I talk. I think that's part of what happens, or what the change is, because it's like, you know, I was, okay, this is coming up, so I'm gonna talk about this. We'll see what happens. See, every time I make a YouTube video, I forget what the process is like, but it's really following the digressions, which Visa was tweeting about that the other day. Anyway, so the thing that just came up is I have been helping my little brother with his music that he's created, and helping him like put it out on Spotify, and like just really encouraging his creative process. And what's so fulfilling for me is not only like just the simple fact of encouraging him and supporting him in that way, but also being able to like foster and encourage and cultivate, or it's not even like, I'm not even doing any cultivating, I'm just kind of like incubating and kind of safeguarding and fertilizing, if you will, this yet unbridled creativity that he has a connection to. Because I think for a lot of adults, like, we end up getting bogged down by, you know, whatever it is. Like it ends up becoming self-doubt and kind of like a cringe allergy, or like a flinching at the cringe, right? And so it becomes such a ordeal to even get to the point of creating, because we have to like wade our way through and like hack through all of this other stuff that's around it. And it's we can do it, but it takes a lot more effort to like get past the obstacles to the point of doing the actual creating. Like there's all this other stuff that comes before that. And so for me to help my little brother, where he's in a space where he doesn't have that yet, he doesn't self-doubt, all he does is just self-trust and create from that space. And so that's incredibly fulfilling for me to not only like support that, but also just like even just witnessing it. And I feel like maybe, yeah, okay, it feels like the shift that I'm going through is working through all of those secondary things that I picked up along the way, and getting back to a point where I'm so in tune with that like unbridled sense of creativity and self-trust and flow. But it's like, it feels, I don't have any negative thoughts or feelings towards the fact that I'm coming at it from that place. Like, it's like I had unbridled creativity, and then I kind of had all of these issues internalized on top of that, and now, having worked through them, like, I come back to that place with a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience, and like a richer sense of who I am and what life is and how I relate to it. And so it feels very different, I guess, than the creativity that I witness in my little brother. Because part of the shift that's going on for me is, it feels like before, like I've always created, I've always, in some form or another, been a very creative person, and at times very creatively prolific. Like, I think back to the time when I was in high school, I was just like a ball of creative energy. I was writing songs, I was like doing, one year I did like a different makeup look every day of October. And you know, I was like writing poetry. I did this one, like, I was into slam poetry for a while, and I did this whole like very, I don't know, performance arty, like, reading of my poem and turned it into a video. So I just was like, it was just like tumbling out of me. But it didn't feel like there was any sense of like anything but that. Like, there was only the creating, and there was a sense of like using it to, especially with songs, I think, like a sense of creating as a way of processing through emotions. But now, and this is what I have trouble articulating, but it's like I don't know how to describe it. I think I just have a better sense of like kind of the bigger picture, and how like the ebb and flow of like a whole work itself, and like how it would fit into other things, and like how, like, so I don't know. I was driving in the car today with my dad, and it was like an hour drive, and you know, we had the windows down, music blaring, and I just was like one thing that has really awakened for me recently is like jamming out to music. Like, I just am very connected to both the movements I need to do in order to like emotionally connect with and process through via a song, but also like the performance aspect of it, and like I don't know. So anyway, so I was doing that in the car, and I was just like kind of I don't know, brainstorming, daydreaming, and I just realized like, oh, I need to like, I'm realizing this desire to perform things, like do actual like live performances of things, and I just had a sense of like I would have such a clear vision for like what things I would include in the performance and kind of the overall shape of it, and I would be able to like orchestrate the feelings. Like, you know, I would know how I would want, you know, like what feeling do I want the audience to have as they walk in, or like the beginning of it, how do I want it to kind of crescendo, what emotional note do I want them to end on, and I don't know, I think part of it is just being able to notice that, and another part is realizing what I need, like what would be emotionally satisfying for me to do in this performance. And I think that really started clicking recently when I was doing, I've done it twice now, I've done modeling for a figure drawing class, and I just did it for the second time a couple days ago, and I realized as I was doing the poses, because we first did like I don't know, 7 or so like 3-minute poses, and then I think we did some 5-minute, some 10-minute, and then a long 25-minute one. And as I was going through the 3-minute poses, and all of them, like the facilitator or teacher, whatever, will just say, okay, time's up, and then I create the next pose. And it's been such a fulfilling experience, both artistically, creatively, but also like emotionally, because I'm able to, you know, each time I create a new pose, I'm able to first of all, like actually pay attention to, okay, now how does my body feel coming out of the last pose? What part of me needs to like, you know, are my legs tired? Do they need to be a certain way? Or do I have a little bit more energy? Can I do like a standing pose? But also the thing that clicked the second time was, oh wow, I can like actually care for myself in a way here by choosing poses that feel emotionally resonant to me. Like I can, through these poses, I can emotionally process, I can emotionally experience. And I think that is part of this giant shift from lowercase a artist to capital A artist, which it's like, it's not just like creating for creating's sake, it's like imbuing the creation with soul and with emotion, and because it's something that I need, it's not just something that I'm creating, it's something that I'm using to experience and process through like how I'm experiencing life. Whoa, I'm having a weird, I'm like mildly dissociating right now. Strange. I think it got a little, perceiving got a little too intense right there. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't know. So yeah, so then when I had that thought as I was doing a pose, then I did like a very like soft and gentle and like contemplative, like where I was sitting with my knees up, kind of like hugging my knees, and with my face on my hands on my knees, and felt very resonant, yes, but it was also like very vulnerable and like kind of bringing myself to tears. So that's also a consideration of like, okay, what feels safe enough to emotionally process up here? But having that realization, I realized I can do that with a lot of other things. I can, like, because I've been thinking a lot for several months about, okay, is it time yet to return to music? Because I wrote a lot of original music when I was in high school, and then I think since then I just haven't really, I don't think I've finished a song since then. But recently it feels like it's really feels like it's something that I need to do, return to that. And I was thinking the other day, I'm like, should I put together a band? because I think I'm ready to not do it alone. I'm ready to collaborate. I'm ready to like be seen. I'm ready to be witnessed. And that was not always true. When I was in high school, I didn't tell anyone that I wrote music, and because I would only practice, I would only songwrite, I would only, engage in music when no one else was home. Like I could not even fathom doing it in a space where other people could hear me. And so when I played my first original song, I did it at the school talent show. I think it was sophomore year of high school. And I told my mom to come, and I didn't tell her what I was doing. Like, imagine you like go to your kid's talent show and then like find out that they wrote an original song and are performing it. Like, I don't know, I did just, so that was what I used to be like until like very recently, of like really needing to like shelter this like vulnerable creative process for me. It really needed to, it was very tender and very fragile, and really needed that safe incubatory space. But I think now I'm at a point where I can handle it. I'm confident enough in myself and in what I create, and I'm comfortable enough with chaos and with imperfection, and like the iterative process that creating takes. I'm okay with that now, and I'm okay with like publishing or sharing things that are not perfect and that are still. And I think also a really big inspiration with that is like Taylor Swift doing her re-records, because I think especially in the past I would really feel a lot of pressure to do things right the first time, but to have like the biggest artist in the world be like, no, I'm actually gonna re-record these things, and that's totally fine. It's just really inspiring to me, and I think that I'm thinking about just doing kind of like a shitty self-recorded version of like my past original songs, and just kind of like doing a quick and dirty release of those, and then maybe working on like a more cohesive album. But we'll see. I don't know if it's still, again, I like, it has been a very long time since I've written a full song, but I also think I'm at a point where I'm embracing things as they are, instead of like forcing myself to make them into what I think they should be. So like a lot of my, or not even a lot, like the length of my songs, excuse me, like one of my songs is only like 2 minutes, and it's been like ouch, ow, sorry, my pinky from holding my phone. Okay, I'm gonna end this soon. Ouchie, that really hurts. What was I saying? It's been basically on my to-do list since writing it to like make it longer, to like make it 3 minutes or something, like add more to it. But now I'm like, why? Like, what if it just wants to be 2 minutes? So I think like embracing, like, I don't have to, it doesn't have to be any certain way. You know what I mean? And often like the things that are unique about what you're creating are the things that make you stick out, obviously. But you know, just letting go of this pressure of like, this is what a song is, this is what it means to write a song, and this is what it has to be. But yeah, I think that also the other recent thing that's sticking out to me that's kind of part of this whole story is I was recently in a fashion show, actually my first paid fashion show, which was really cool. Which also, I don't know, I guess those were my last 2 videos, but I just recently saw a tweet of mine from May of last year, so like basically a year and a month ago, and I was thinking, you know, do I try again for Fashion Week, the local Fashion Week, because at that point I had only done a single fashion show and it was really difficult for me, and I literally wasn't sure if I would ever model again. So to think that in a year I've gone from that to now, like, having done my first paid show and have done like probably a little over a dozen shows, and just at a point where I'm very confident in where I'm going with it and how my skills are developing. That's super cool. So anyway, so I was in my first paid show and noticing like the energetic tempo of it, because what happened was there was like some intro talking, and then there was the actual fashion show, and then they brought the designers out to talk about their collection, and then they had like an award given, and then they had us all the models go out and like, you know, dance and party on the runway. And as like the vision and like the tempo of the event, I felt like it would have been really improved by a little like mixing like a different order of things. So that was a moment of, not that it like was a bad event, it was like a fantastic event and one of the best that I've been a part of. But for me it was big to notice, you know, the crescendos and the what's the opposite of crescendo? The ebbs and flows, the ups and downs of the event, and be cognizant of what those might be like, and being able to like intentionally craft the segments of an event so that it achieves the emotional tempo that I would want it to. So yeah, that's what's going on for me right now, and I wanted to document this because, again, it feels really big and it feels like a very like before and after shift, and I'm just really excited. I have no idea what, like, I don't have any sense of like long-term, like what I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have a sense of like, I want to become this, I want to do this. It feels like every step I'm not forcing anything, I'm just simply taking the right next step. And it just, like, I'm so happy with how things have gone in my life so far, like especially in the past year, and I'm just so excited to like keep going and to like keep being myself in public and to keep connecting with this creativity, and to just, I don't know, continue to get to know myself and to continue to connect with other people and like share my creative expressions. Yeah, on that note, I think that's all I have. So thanks for watching if you did.